What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 underrated fresh fragrances in my collection. So these fragrances are fragrances that I feel like they don't get much love in the fragrance community, and I think they should get some more, or they're around, maybe you've heard of them, but you still don't really hear them too much. I think they deserve way more attention. But yeah, we're back in the kitchen. I think today might be the last kitchen video, and then we're going to the closet. But let's go ahead and get started with the Creed fragrance. Because you guys already know, if it's one of my videos, I'm going to include a Creed fragrance. And this is going to be Royal Water by Creed. So this is going to be a juniper forward fragrance from Creed, but it's not juniper berry done in like a sour kind of way. I think for me, it normally comes off kind of sour. This is pretty smooth. You get more of the ambergris. It's like a nice aquatic fragrance. I wouldn't even, I mean, it's called Royal Water, so I guess it's kind of aquatic. But it's a really nice fragrance. I feel like this is one of the most hated Creeds. I feel like every time I've seen this fragrance mentioned, it's gotten a lot of hate. I tried it a few months ago, maybe a year ago now, in Seattle, and I thought it was actually pretty good. So I didn't understand what the hate was about. I wasn't sure if it was performance. And this was actually my scent of the day today. This was the one that kind of drove me to make this video today. But yeah, performance is fine. I think it's what, 5 o'clock. So I've had this fragrance on for about 12 hours now. It's still there. Kind of like a light scent at this point, but it was pretty much there for at least 8 hours. Yeah, no compliments today, but doesn't really matter. Just so you know, what my wearing of the day, didn't really get any. Well, I didn't get any compliments today, but yeah, if you've been interested in this Creed, this is probably a Creed that you could find cheaper than most Creeds. It's good. It's really good. I think definitely try it. See if it's for you. If you've tried something like Gentle Fluidity Silver by MFK and thought it was a little too harsh, I would say definitely try this one out if you want something in that kind of style. That's probably one of the only fragrance I could probably compare it to in my collection that's not a Creed fragrance, but it's going to be in that field or in that family of fragrance. Today I'm going to fix it, and I'm going to go ahead and just put the bottles here just so you can see them. Next, it's going to be a Dior fragrance that doesn't get too much love. If people talk about a Dior fragrance, they're talking about Sauvage Elixir, they're talking about Sauvage, they're talking about Dior Homme 2020 Parfum and Dior Homme Intense, but this is going to be Dior Homme Sport. Haven't worn it in a while, so there's some dust on the cap, but this is a great fragrance. And it was good enough for me to sell my Dior Homme 2020 the first time around. So I did sell my Dior Homme 2020 maybe like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. Just because I smelled this fragrance, and the way I smelled this fragrance was like, I was mind blown of how it smells on the atomizer compared to what it smells at in the air. So pretty much I sprayed it on like a box or something. I sprayed it on the box of the fragrance, and I just kept on smelling something. I'm like, whatever that is smells good, because I kind of sprayed it. If I remember correctly, I was like going to work or something. I got it in, just sprayed it real quick on a box just to smell it, just because I already had a fragrance on that day. And then when I came back home from work, I kept on smelling something that smelled really good. I came to the box, smelled the box, and it was this. That day I knew, I was like, this is way better than Dior Homme 2020. I still do prefer it over Dior Homme 2020, even though Dior Homme 2020 is a compliment machine. I haven't worn this one in a minute, but yeah, it's a really good fragrance. In my opinion, Dior Homme Sport is better than Dior Homme 2020. And this is Dior Homme Sport 2021, I believe. But it's not really like a sporty fragrance that you only wear to the gym. I think it's a really good office fragrance. Definitely a really good fresh fragrance, and kind of like an all-around fragrance. This is definitely signature scent worthy as well. You could wear it during the cooler weather, warm weather, doesn't really matter. This kind of fits everything. But yeah, let's go ahead and put that put it right here. Hopefully I don't hit it with anything. Then Of course, it's one of my videos, so we will be talking about a Guerlain fragrance, and this is going to be Guerlain's Vetiver. Every time I smell this fragrance, I want to wear it. I smelled it while I was picking out fragrances. I feel like this fragrance does not get any kind of attention. Vetiver, as in like, it's not the nutty kind of vetiver, slightly in the opening, but it kind of goes away. I'm not the biggest fan of vetiver, or at least I don't think I was. Like Gray Vetiver by Tom Ford doesn't really appeal to me, but it's also been a while, so I might change my mind. But yeah, this is a really good vetiver fragrance. I haven't tried the Eau de Toilette or the Eau de Parfum. I've only tried this one, but it's like vetiver with like a slight shaving cream. That's really nice. You know, I don't really know what the notes are on this fragrance, but I know for sure that this is a fragrance you can find for 60, 70 bucks maybe. I think from what I've last saw, the parfum of this, you know, Vetiver parfum goes cheaper than the Eau de Toilette, which is kind of insane, but I think, well, from at least the one I've smelled, I think this smells amazing. Going off of what one of you guys said, you guys pretty much said that you didn't really enjoy the Eau de Toilette. But I mean, I'm not too sure how it smells. I love this fragrance though. But even let's say if we're gonna talk about a different line in Guerlain, Habit Rouge, I think the Parfum is the best one. So I wonder if that's the case for the Vetiver. But Vetiver Parfum for sure, I think definitely needs more attention. Definitely very underrated in the community. I don't know how this fragrance that's this good does not get talked about at all. Maybe it's just because the name Vetiver kind of pushes people away just from the name. Kind of like what original Vetiver did to me from Creed. Didn't think I was gonna like it. I kind of just blind bought it, just you know, in the case that I might have liked it, I would buy it, or I bought it. If not, I was just gonna resell it, just because the price I got it for was a really good price, and I knew I could just resell it and get my money back. But I ended up loving it. So Original Vetiver from Creed is also a really good one that doesn't really get too much attention, but I decided to go with Vetiver Parfum in this video. And then next is gonna be a Louis Vuitton that's kind of slept on, kind of underrated. It's talked about, but not really. It's gonna be Meteor. So Meteor by Louis Vuitton. It's a really nice fragrance. Some would say it smells like a chrome fragrance. I have not smelled a chrome fragrance before, and I'm not gonna try it now because I'm too scared that it's gonna smell too similar. And I could have saved money and gotten the chrome fragrance. So if you smelled chrome and you smelled Meteor, if it's the same to you, stick with the chrome. Chrome is not really talked about these days either, but this fragrance is really nice. I tried it a few times before I decided to, you know, go ahead with the purchase. There's some people that would say Meteor is better than Imagination. So, but there's also people that would say L'Immensité is better than Imagination. There's a lot of Louis Vuitton fragrances that are great. My birthday's coming up. I'm thinking about buying another Louis Vuitton fragrance for myself, or maybe the fiance wants to go ahead and purchase a gift for me. I'm thinking about Pacific Chill. I enjoyed Cartier's Riviera's Luxuriance, I think it was called. That one was really nice, but I think the performance could have been better. I actually gave that one to my uncle. He loves that fragrance. He was in love with that fragrance. He's not even a fragrance person, but he was in love with it when he smelled it. So I gave it away to him just because I got it for like 40 bucks, and I saw how happy it made him and how much he loved it. So I decided to give it to him. Just because I feel like I was going to get Pacific Chill at some point. And I think that point might be my birthday, just because I haven't really been purchasing any fragrances recently, or I'm not really too interested in too many things right now. So Pacific Chill, I think that's going to be the next move. But either way, Meteor, really underrated from the house. You normally hear Ombre Nomad, L'Immensité, and Imagination. Those are like the three top ones, but this one's still really good. That doesn't really get talked about, or as talked about as it should be. Really nice fragrance. I enjoy wearing this one. My fiance also enjoys when I wear this one as well. And as you guys know, she's not the biggest fan of most of the fragrances in my collection. And then lastly, it's a recent pickup that I've been wearing a lot, especially like around the house, just because I want to smell it on myself. You probably already know what I'm talking about if you watch my videos. It's going to be MFK's L'Homme a la Rose. So there is a few versions. There's there's like Femme a la Rose, I believe, or just a la Rose. I'm not sure if there's three versions of it, but the L'Homme version is very masculine. It's not your typical rose fragrance. I would say it's more like a green stem rose kind of fragrance. So it's not like a jammy rose or like a powdery rose. This is a fresh rose. I'm surprised this fragrance doesn't get that much talk. I've owned Lyric Man from Amouage before, and that one I believe gets more attention. Not too much, but it still gets more attention compared to this fragrance. And I think MFK's L'Homme a la Rose, at least in my opinion, is a better rose fragrance for men than Lyric Man. So that's just my opinion. I enjoyed Lyric Man while I had it. I should probably pick it back up. I kind of regret selling it, but Lyric Man to me was kind of like a rose version of a Silver Mountain Water towards the end. If that also vibes with you, just let me know in the comments. Let me know I'm not crazy. But for me, Lyric Man was like a Silver Mountain Water type fragrance. Silver Mountain Water when it's closer to the end, to dry down, but like a rose version of it. It's really nice. I just don't think I was, I'm not the biggest fan of rose either, but Lyric Man was a really good rose fragrance in my opinion. But L'Homme a la Rose is definitely a really nice rose fragrance for men that's fresh. I haven't owned the L'Homme or just the Homme DNA itself. I think they make just an Homme DNA. So I'm not too sure how similar it smells to that if they do make it. I'm not too, too savvy with the MFK line or just MFK fragrances, even though now I'm getting quite a bit. I really don't know too much about like the lines and how. It might be a house that I dig into more, but yeah, I really wasn't the biggest fan of MFK, but this fragrance was my first MFK love. When I first smelled it in stores, I feel like I had to have a bottle. Compared to everything else, Grand Soir I thought was good, and Gentle Fluidity Silver I thought was also good, but I preferred this one over those two. I do have one more MFK fragrance coming in, so I will be making my top MFK fragrances video soon. I'm just waiting for that one fragrance to come in, and I'll probably, give it a few wearings and then kind of decide from there. But as of right now, I know I probably stand alone with having this one as my favorite MFK fragrance compared to everything else that's hyped up in this house. But that is going to be 5 of the most underrated fragrances, fresh fragrances in my collection. That I think deserve more love compared to what they actually do get now. I feel like these fragrances don't really get too much love. And yeah, I think there's obviously a lot of amazing fragrances out there that I don't even know about. Just because there's so many fragrances that come out every year that you can't really smell everything. So it's kind of nice stumbling upon a fragrance that no one really talks about. Especially like this MFK fragrance and even Vetiver by Guerlain. The only reason I picked up Vetiver by Guerlain was because how much I loved other Guerlain fragrances that I was like, I need to try the Vetiver line. Saw how good of a price the Vetiver Parfum was. And I had to try it. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Please leave a like, subscribe. I will see you guys on the next video. Please let me know in the comments down below which are underrated fragrances that you have in your collection that you want to let me know about. Had someone hating really hard on one of my older videos. We'll extend this video for a little bit. Someone was hating extremely hard about me not really loving Neptune's Trident, because I did say I thought the fragrance was okay. And I guess he took that to heart. It must be one of his favorite fragrances. But he commented like 3 different times in that video, and I thought it was pretty funny, just because someone's dedication to that fragrance. I don't know. I just think it's funny how fragrance is subjective. Something that I might think smells really good, you might not think smells good. Something I might not hate, or something I might hate, might smell great to you. Like, I am the biggest advocate to hating Nautica Voyage, and I think that's probably never going to change. I've considered picking up a bottle because I've seen them at the rack stores for like $13. But I just can't break myself to spend even $1 for a Nautica Voyage fragrance, or you know, it's that bad to me that I wouldn't even buy it for. You know what? If someone was offering it to me for free, I still probably wouldn't take it. I'd probably, you know, give them something to keep it. If they were trying to sell the fragrance, I'd just give them the money. Don't sell the fragrance. Just keep the fragrance. You know, you're doing a duty keeping one Nautica Voyage out of somebody else's closet. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like and subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one, guys.